Hi there, this is Ann O'Brien, intuitive teacher and author of A Woman's Guide to Conscious Love and Everyone is Psychic. I love my job. My life has been so much easier since I've done this for a job. Part of this is because people don't always like the truth. So when you're intuitive and you don't really have a container for it, sometimes you end up seeing something that somebody doesn't want you to see, and then they don't really like you for that. Sometimes you say it and they don't like you, and sometimes you don't even have to say it. People can tell, oh, she sees me. But the funny thing now that I do it for my job, when people think that you or, I know something that they might want to know, they're happy to pay for it, and then they go out of their way to seek it. So we humans were really funny creatures. But I love having this container of here's where I do my intuitive work. I do it in a professional context and I have, structure for that, versus just being an intuitive person in my life was a challenge prior to particularly not only doing this for a living, but learning how to manage it, learning how to ground myself, clear energy, and figure out what's me, what's not me. So it's made a huge difference also to make friends with my sensitive nature. I used to think I had to process or solve everything I felt, and that was like trying to do the puzzle of my life with other people's puzzle pieces. Like I had the piece that didn't fit, and that was somebody else's emotion or problem, and I was trying to fit it into my world, and no wonder I felt stuck and confused. So I've learned how to identify and release energy that's not mine, and I can teach you this pretty quickly if it's something you're interested in. I also have simple rules of thumb. Not only do I have energetic practices or healing methods, but I have rules of thumb to teach you, okay, if it's this, then you can probably figure out that it's somebody else's, and if you're feeling this other way, you can probably sense that it's yours. So those are super helpful for me and for many people that I work with. And besides letting go of what's not yours, you can also reduce energetic overwhelm by feeling your own feelings. So your own feelings are there because there's something they need to tell you. There's something you need to learn or feel or understand. There's a message that they're here to give you. And so it's interesting, sometimes we need to clear the feelings and go, it's not mine. And other times we need to feel them. So first step is to figure out what's yours to feel and what's not yours to feel. And second step is to really allow yourself to feel what needs to be felt. And my belief is that what is your own feeling needs to be felt through your body. It can't just be meditated on. It can't be cleared. You can't just get rid of anger that had an important message for you. You actually have to feel it to get your message, to have that clarity and to wake up and go, wait a minute, this isn't working and I need to do something, right? Or I need to set a boundary, or whoa, I've violated my own boundary. I've betrayed myself and here's how. So these feelings, and anger is one example that I give because a lot of people don't like to feel it. They're so helpful. And my experience is when we feel our own feelings, every time it will lead to a breakthrough. At the least, we feel better, right? Your unfelt feelings will control you if you don't attend to them. So it's interesting. We want to be in control and we go, no, I don't have time for that. I'm just going to go on with my day and I'm going to suck it up and I'm going to go to work and I'm going to go to my family and just be the good person that I'm supposed to be. And I don't have room for all that. But the problem is those feelings will control you. And there's always going to be this tension because you haven't felt them. And you'll feel a lack of peace. Even, at best, you'll just feel like something's not right, or I feel tense and I don't know why. At the worst, or, as it gets worse, these repressed feelings can lead to destructive behavior. They can lead to disease in your body. They can lead to acting out. And, this peace that you want doesn't really exist. This idea that you could just go on with your life and have peaceful life and don't have to feel it, it's an illusion. So the longer you wait to feel your feelings, the bigger they will be when they come out. And then sometimes it's harder to deal with them, and it's harder for other people to deal with them or make sense of them because there's no context because they're from 20 years ago or something like that. So these coping mechanisms we come up with, like, repressing the feelings, but also checking out disconnecting, going through life like a zombie, not really feeling, not being in your body, or getting overly expanded. Maybe that's on your phone all the time, or some kind of addiction. Addictions can not only be substances, but they can be behaviors, or just the addiction of some people I know, like going to see psychics. That can be an addiction, right? Living in this world of, oh, I feel this energy, and so I'm living up here instead of really feeling it all in the body. All these coping mechanisms can make things worse. So it's normal to not want to feel things that don't feel good. I get it. We don't like to feel pain, and most of us would prefer to avoid it. But the way I describe it is, let's say your body was your house and you left for months, and you came back, and when you left all the doors open and all the windows, and it was clearly abandoned, right? Came back and you're like, there's pizza boxes all over my house. There's beer bottles. There's homeless people. Like, my house has been trashed. Well, that's our bodies when we check out. So we might think, oh yeah, I'll just like float up to the sky and, space out and not have to feel all that. But ultimately, you still have to live with this body. This is the one body you get in this lifetime. And if it's full of all this stuff, all this energy that will come in, because when you're not home, you're going to absorb, especially negativity. And if you leave in a bad mood, let's say you leave in the vibration of anger, frustration, sadness, fear, you're going to bring in the energy, that vibration, because that's what's around you, right? That's where your consciousness has exited through. So you're going to bring that in. It sounds a little out there, but hopefully that makes sense. But there's a universal law. Every empty space will be filled. And so if you're not present, you're going to bring in energy, okay? So over a period of time, we all check out sometimes, but if you don't know how to come back in and ground, feel what you need to feel and clear it out and replenish and fill your cup, then things build up over time. So this is the energy overwhelm that most of us feel. So I'm going to kind of give you steps of what typically happens is sensitive person doesn't know how to filter other people's energy from their own. And so they get overwhelmed. Step 2, the sensitive person will check out and avoid feeling. Step 3, then that sensitive person misses the opportunity to feel all their own feelings because they're not in their body and able to feel them. And so this person will miss the messages that the feelings are designed to give them. And then we feel stuck and confused. Step 4, sensitive person picks up more energy from the world around them because they're checked out. Step 5, and then the more the sensitive person does this, the more it feels bad to get back in the body. So it's actually, that's part of the spiral too, is like the more we're out and the more negativity we absorb, we're like, oh, I don't want to go back in that body. That body's trashed. Let me find a new one. But you don't get a new one. And then that cycle continues. So unlike other people's emotions, your own feelings, when you feel them, they will lead you to breakthrough. So other people's emotions, you feel them, nothing changes. And you're like, right? It's like, and it makes you feel crazy because you can't process or solve somebody else's feeling, but your own feelings. And I have personally experienced this. Not only will feeling my own feeling make me feel better. Like, let's say I have a good cry and I feel free and I feel relieved. And okay, I got that tension out. Right? Or if I've had a boundary violation, I need to speak up, or I need to get mad, I need to move my body and shake it out, right? Not only that, I have had experiences where I remember one time, I forget what it was about, but I remember like lying in my room and I'm just like, I'm just going to give myself some time off today. And I just had a big cry and like, let all these feelings out. And as I'm doing this was back in the day I was teaching yoga. And I was in LA and I was working hard. I was a new yoga teacher to get into some studios and to build my teaching practice. So I was in the middle of this tantrum and the phone rang. And I'm like, thought I silenced my phone. What's going on? And I'm like, do I answer? And my instinct said, you should answer this call. So I answered the call and it was a very nice yoga studio offering me a job. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to feel my feelings more often, because when we release these feelings that are pent up inside us, it makes room for us to receive. And anything you want to manifest, you need to actually create space to receive it. It's not just like go out and do the right things and, speaking and affirming and visualizing and doing. It's also letting go and opening so that these things you're manifesting can find you and so you can bring them in. So some of the other benefits of feeling your feelings: you will enjoy more of the pleasures of life. So one of the downsides of checking out and avoiding the pain is then we avoid the pleasure too. So something amazing could happen. Somebody could be loving you, giving you a compliment, giving you a hug. You could have a great meal. You could be in a beautiful environment and you don't feel it because you're not there. So coming in to feel your feelings will allow you to feel all the good stuff too. Another benefit of feeling your feelings is you will notice if there is real danger, if there's something that your feeling says this is not good for me, whether it's, you're out on the street at night in the city and something sketchy's going on, or somebody that you meet and you're like, should I date this person, or should I work for this person, or there's some situation, or just, you're hiking, you're skiing, you're crossing the street, and you need to notice what's around so that you can protect yourself from actual dangers. So being in your body and feeling will allow you to protect yourself. And that's what our bodies are designed to do, right? And that's what we are designed to do, rather than put up walls and check out and numb ourselves so that we protect ourselves. That doesn't really, you get it. It doesn't really fully solve the issue. So being highly aware is a superpower. I hope I've given you a taste of this. And the only thing is you just need to learn to work with it. So if this sounds familiar, if things I've shared have resonated for you, and if you would like to learn more, if you tend to hide or put up walls or numb your feelings to avoid being overwhelmed, or if you want to learn how to get in your body and ground and feel more of the good stuff, I would love for you to join us for a free webinar. It's this Thursday, September 28th, 2023. You can go to annobrianliving.com/webinars to learn about that. And it's called Turn Your Sensitivity into a Superpower. So when you join us, you'll learn how to ground and center in moments of stress. You'll learn why your feelings are your best friend and how to tell your feelings from other people's. You'll learn boundary setting that filters out the unwanted energy and invites in your desires so you can manifest, create, and receive more of what you are calling into your life. So I'll be leading this call along with some special guest teachers from our intuitive training program. So that is a 6-month program that I teach periodically, or I co-teach. And so Areli, who's our lead teacher from that program, and I will each be leading a part of this call. That program's starting November 13th. So if you're curious about intuitive training and diving in more in depth, this free webinar coming up this week will be a great way to get a feel for it and meet the teachers. But there's no obligation. This is something we want to share. I want to empower you. And so please join us this Thursday. Again, you can sign up at annobrianliving.com/webinars. We're going to discuss this topic. We'll do guided energy work, guided meditation to support you as a sensitive and empowered being. So we're going to send out the replay as well. So if you can't make it live, still register. If you do make it live, try to come and join us from a place where you can be quiet and meditate and really make the most of it. So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to sharing more with you, and I appreciate your checking this out. If you like this video, I would love if you comment, like, share, and follow so you'll be in the loop when more get released. All right. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.